everybody? I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of our weekly podcast, Take Pride in Your Body. And I am happy to have you guys join me in this live. This is our weekly podcast, Take Pride in Our Body. And the topic today is the burning question: can you get results with body weight training? A lot of you guys in the group have been asking me, what do I do now that I don't have the gym available? And a lot of you have been writing to me saying that you've lost your gains since you haven't been able to go to the gym. So, aside from the topic of motivation, which I've already discussed in other podcasts, so if you haven't seen that, go back and watch up in the units. You can find videos on how to stick with your fitness goals because, again, that's the most important thing um, for you to make actually any sort of progress is to make it into a habit that you're doing it consistently all the time, whether it is at home or at the gym. Make sure that you're consistent with it and you do it as a habit. So, first question to you is, why do you feel that you need to go to the gym to get results? A lot of you guys associate the gym with seeing progress, not only because of the equipment that's available there, but also because of the social element of seeing other people there. Maybe people watching could motivate you. Maybe having other people around can motivate you to lift heavier, to go the extra mile. Maybe you have a training partner, a buddy, or a trainer that's with you that's going to push you. And when you're at home, you don't have that. So rethink once you are training at home with your body weight, whether the results that you're looking for, the results that you think you're not seeing, have anything to do with the fact that you're at home alone doing that body weight exercise routine as opposed to being with other people. And remember that that can be done. You can have a training partner, you can have other people with you doing body weight exercises. So remember, it's not all about the choice of exercises that you're doing. It's also those external motivators as well as the internal motivation to stick with it. But today's topic of just body weight training, I want to dive into three parts. As the title says, first, the potential risks of body weight exercise. Secondly, I want to dive into some of the problems or the things to avoid when doing body weight exercises. And lastly, how to get results with body weight exercises. So if you're with me, drop a like, drop a comment, drop your questions. I would love to hear your thoughts and your questions as well as we're going live. So, first thing about body weight exercise is the potential risks. Number one risk is not using proper technique. Now, the same risk applies when you're training at the gym with free weights or with the machines. However, the risk of getting hurt with body weight exercises is actually higher because body weight exercises are extremely challenging on your whole body in terms of stabilizing your body at the proper joint alignment or a proper posture, having the proper form. So when you're at the gym and you're using a machine, then you're being assisted by the machine by being in that position and you're isolating that muscle, or if you have cables, or if you have a bench to lie on. However, if you're doing body weight exercises at home, you'll require all of those smaller stabilizer muscles to work in conjunction and to fire up and to activate all at the same time for you to do a proper push up or a proper squat or to get a proper pull up if you have a pull up bar available. So, attention to proper technique when doing body weight exercises is key, and that's the number one potential risk is getting hurt by repetitively doing the same movement with improper technique. Now, we all have muscle imbalances. We have muscles that are weaker and muscles that are stronger, or overactive muscles or underactive muscles, because of our posture, because of the way that we sit all day or stand all day or lie down all day, especially now. Let me know if you can relate to the fact that you're sitting at home most of the time now with the stay home order, with the pandemic going on, everybody's staying home. So when you're sitting down, obviously your glutes are not active, they're not firing. Your lower back muscles, your traps and rhomboids, the muscles that keep your scapula up, they're not strong enough. So you're rounded, and as you're typing on the computer or leaning over your phone, so your chest muscles get tight. So all of these muscle imbalances that we all have need to be properly addressed in order for you to perform body weight exercises correctly and get the results that you want without getting hurt. So my question to you is, have you ever had any sort of movement assessment to find out which muscles are overactive or underactive? Now, most common muscle to be underactive or not to be properly activated is the glutes. So I've heard many people saying that even though they're doing squats, they don't feel their glutes. So therefore, they're not getting the most out of one of the most important lower body exercises you can do at home, which is the squat or even the lunge. So not having a strong glute or gluteal muscles will actually hold you back from the results and could result in injury to your knees, to your lower back, and even overall injuries in your upper back as well as you lean forward. So if you don't have proper movement patterns, and most of us don't have that, then maybe this is the right time for you at home doing body weight exercises with the gyms closed to work on building a solid foundation, focusing on those stabilizing muscles. Remember, the glutes are the largest muscle in their body. So if you're going to train the legs effectively, you've got to be able to have stronger glutes. Not only the glute muscles might be underactive, there are other muscles such as your abductors, the muscles in the outside or inside of your legs that may be causing your knees to buckle in or buckle out. So having proper technique when you're doing any body weight exercises, I'm giving the example of the squat, but also for the push-up, you also have the same problem. Whenever you're doing a push-up, if you don't have proper scapular stability, meaning the muscles around your shoulder girdle and your back muscles are not strong enough, that you're not going to be able to perform the push-ups with a proper technique. So again, most of us with this rounded posture or this upper crossed syndrome of just slouching forward, this will prevent you from getting the most activation of your pecs, triceps, and shoulder muscles when you're doing push-ups at home, and that is probably one of the most important pushing moves you'll be able to do at home. So the potential of getting hurt, my headphones fell off. The potential of getting hurt is much higher. The risk of getting hurt is much higher if you're doing any of those moves without proper form. So I want to announce right here in this live podcast that we're going to be starting a challenge in the group soon to help out all of you guys who don't have access to a gym right now, and or maybe don't feel safe going to the gym right now and want to experiment with body weight training. So the essentials of having proper movement patterns to execute those classic calisthenics or body weight exercises that will promote muscle growth and give you the results that you want are key. So beginning next week, I'll be announcing our first group challenge that will involve those staple movements such as the push-up and the squats. But in order for you to do them correctly, I would love for you to be able to have a movement assessment to make sure that you address those muscle imbalances at home by using flexibility or stretching exercises or foam rolling exercises or corrective exercises that will help you to activate those muscles and strengthen those stabilizing muscles before you start to perform multiple repetitions of those movements in different sets and different rep schemes. So if you're interested in knowing more about this challenge, write the word challenge in the comments so that I know I can reach out to you before I even start promoting it next week. And it's going to be a free challenge for everybody to work on the foundation of those basic movement patterns. But going back to body weight exercises, the first potential risk that I see is stressing improper technique or incorrect movements and repeating them over and over again. So the other risk of just doing body weight exercises only is not targeting the largest muscles in our body adequately, which are the glutes and the lats or the back muscles. Those are usually the hardest ones to train without external resistance, and then most people tend to neglect. So I have an example of somebody that I'm coaching who, because he was at home without any equipment, wasn't doing any exercises for his back. He didn't know what exercises to do, and he was not able to do a pull-up. Even though he had access to a pull-up bar, it's something that you can buy really cheaply and just install it on your door, or you can just go out to a park and find one. But still, even when you have access to a pull-up bar, not many people can actually do pull-up with proper form if you haven't been training, if you don't have enough upper body, or if your body weight is higher, if you're just a heavier person overall and you don't have muscles that can lift your whole body over the bar. So the first risk that I see is neglecting the back muscles and the glute muscles. Also, the hamstring muscles or the posterior chain, those muscles that are usually neglected because we don't see them. They're not the show muscles, right? You want to work on your chest, arms, shoulders, but who works on their back and glutes and hamstrings and calves? So the risk, again, of getting hurt when you don't have proper glute activation, when you don't have strong back or lat muscles or upper back muscles, as I said, around your scapula to keep your posture straight, or hamstring and calf muscles to have enough flexion to go deeper into the squat, that is not only potential for injury, but also the risk of you just wasting your time doing lots of moves for the front muscles of your body that will depend on having that strong back muscles or the antagonist or opposing muscles that will also contract and extend when you're doing any of the front moves. So neglecting the back muscles, back glute and calf or hamstring muscles because you think that without any equipment you're not able to target them is one of the biggest culprits that I see with underdevelopment in bodyweight exercise. However, it can be done. There are ways you can work on your glutes at home. Glute bridges, there are several exercises you could do for your back, even if you don't have a pull-up bar, that you could do it pretty easily with not only your body weight, but also using some objects in your house to your favor. So if you're interested in knowing more about that, drop a comment over there with the word posterior chain, actually the words posterior chain, so that I can later reach out to you and talk about the importance of those moves and even share some of my tips on how to get stronger glutes, back, hamstrings, and calf muscles, even at home without any equipment. So moving on to the second part of the topic of body weight exercise, which is the things to avoid when working with body weight only. The number one thing that you should avoid doing is not having a plan, a program, or a routine that is laid out for you. So just doing randomly whatever exercises you want to do on different days of the week is not the way to go for you to see any progress. In order for you to see any sort of muscle size development or muscle growth or muscle endurance or even more power or strength, there's got to be some sort of a progression. So increasing that level of challenge slowly and in a systematic way, not randomly. So, not having a plan, not having a program is one thing that you should avoid. Just like when you go to the gym, you don't just decide to walk in and then figure out what you're going to do there and expect to see progress. The same thing should happen at home. So, in terms of not having a plan, that's the number one thing to avoid. What is your training frequency? What is your training split? What muscles are you working on in each day? Are you allowing enough time to rest that muscle group between sessions to avoid, again, those injuries that you may get on your shoulders if you're doing push ups too often, or your hips and knees if you're doing squats too often and not letting it rest enough? Also, what is the volume and the intensity of your training going to be? Are they in line with your goals? Are you training for muscular endurance? Are you going to be doing multiple repetitions? How many repetitions are you going to do? Or how are you going to monitor them and track them to make sure that you're adding more repetitions each time or adding more sets each time in a way that still allows your body to recover so that there's enough stimulus to fatigue ratio that gives you plenty of time to recover from that stressor, from the exercise, and allow for muscle growth. I recently talked to somebody on a call about training at home, and he'd been frustrated because he's been working out almost every day, even sometimes multiple times a day, and doesn't see the muscle growth that he wants. So basically, stressing your body too much without having a specific workout regimen, you're just adding more stress to your body, and you're not really helping the body to grow. Pretty much on the contrary, you're raising cortisol levels, stress hormones, and you're just stressing your body out, and there will not be room for growth when there is high stress in your body. So knowing exactly where you want to get and how to get there and having a plan is key, even more importantly than a gym, since you have less variety of movements that you can do and you don't have any external resistance. So you've got to know how to keep track of your workouts. First, plan it according to your goals. Know the specific adaptations you want to promote. And again, what are your goals? Do you want to get leaner and have a more defined look? Then what is the type of exercise together with your nutrition that's going to give you that look that you want, that athletic, lean, toned body, not extremely muscular? Or are you going for muscle size or hypertrophy? Do you just want extreme muscle growth? Again, what is your nutrition in terms of supporting that growth? And how are you training in the right intensity that is closer to failure with enough volume, with a smaller variety of exercises? What is a plan that can get you there? Are you training for strength? And then again, how can you get stronger if the only weight that you have is your own body? So knowing how to manipulate other variables such as different angles of those exercises, the tempo of those exercises, the rep ranges that you're going to be using, that is extremely important in devising your plan, and not just deciding that you're going to start doing push-ups and squats or sit-ups every day and expect to see any sort of sustainable, consistent results. Because again, that's the key. As with everything that you're doing, you want it to be sustainable. You want them to last. You want the results to last. And you don't want to get hurt in the process, as I mentioned in the beginning. So being smart with a plan, having a plan, that's the number one thing that I see. Most guys doing bodyweight training don't have a plan. Do you have a plan that you follow? Let me know in the comments right there. If you're working at home only with body weight, do you have a plan? Write the word plan if you have one, or write the word no plan if you don't have one and you want to talk to me about developing a home body weight exercise plan that is in line with your goals and your capabilities at the moment. So the thing to avoid, besides not having a plan that is aligned with your goals, is also forgetting how much nutrition is a part of that plan. It's never just about exercise alone. So if you're trying to lose some weight, you're doing body weight exercises, but you're overweight or you want to lean out, what is your nutrition protocol? What are your eating habits? How much are you eating? What kinds of foods are you eating besides the exercise? And what is the timing of your foods around that exercise like? A lot of the guys that I talk to don't know. They're not eating enough of the types of food that they should be eating to promote either muscle growth or fat loss. So look again at not only your goals, but also where you're at right now. Do you need to lose some weight, or actually just trying to gain some weight? Are you eating adequately to support that type of body weight exercise that you're doing? So if that's something that you're interested into, let me know in the comments. I want this to be interactive. Even if you're not watching this live, just write the word eating habits or eating there so that I know that we could talk about this later on about your eating. Again, there are lots of videos in the group about eating and diet and nutrition, so you can just go back to the video section and search for some more information there if you're curious. Now, the third part of this video and the final part of this video is how to get results with body weight exercises only. And is it possible? Can you actually get results with just working out at home with your own body weight and no equipment at all? And the answer, just like all of my answers, will be it depends. It depends on where you are right now in terms of your fitness level. If you're detrained, if you have not been training for a while, or if you have never trained, if you're a beginner, or if you stopped for a long time and it's like you're starting over again, there is a lot of room for progress with body weight training alone. So you most likely will get plenty of results with only body weight exercises, provided that you're avoiding the mistakes that I just mentioned before in terms of not having a plan or not having a good enough plan that supports your goals and your current fitness or health situation or capabilities right now, and knowing the proper technique for the exercises that you're going to be doing repetitively, because there are only so many bodyweight exercises that you can do. So first, perfecting the technique, having some sort of an assessment, like even the push-up or the body weight squat could be great ways to assess, as I said in the beginning. So I'm going to repeat again, before you attempt to do body weight exercises, make sure that you've got a trainer, a coach, a physical therapist, somebody that knows how the body is supposed to move, or how the body moves, how the muscles are supposed to move, and proper joint alignment and posture to look what kind of muscle imbalances you have in the upper body, lower body, what kind of mobility you have, and then address first those mobility issues, the muscles that are weaker or stronger, before you start to overload it with your body weight and with the multiple repetitions and sets that you're going to be doing at home. So drop the word assessment again if you're interested in having some sort of assessment done to find out those imbalances. So if you want to get some good results and you're a beginner or you have not been training for a while, it is perfectly possible for you to get great results just with your body weight exercises. Again, dialing it in with the proper eating habits, with the proper nutrition. It has to go hand in hand. Everybody's different. Like I said, if you're overweight and you want to lean out, it has to do with how much you're eating. There's not a specific body weight exercise. There's no amount of cardio that will help you to burn fat more than looking into your eating first and then using cardio and exercise as tools to help elevate your heart rate, to help you burn some more calories, help bring more oxygen into those muscles, just help your heart pump more blood, and to strengthen those muscles safely. Now, if you're a type of a gainer, a lot of people in the group here are here because they want to build muscle. So if you're a hard gainer and you're trying to build some muscle, and your goal is not to be a bodybuilder, which, let's face it, you will not have a bodybuilder's physique by working at home with your body weight. So be realistic with your goals and know where you're at and where you're trying to get. I'm not going to lie to you. Even as much as all of my answers will be, it depends. Uh, the chances of you going up on stage and having a bodybuilder physique with only body weight exercise is pretty slim, especially considering where you are at right now, your current physique, your current fitness level. So being realistic, the results that you want can be achieved with body weight exercises depending on what kind of body you're going for and what kind of body you have now and what you're eating, how much you're sleeping, as well as the body weight exercises that you're doing. So if you're somebody who has been training for a while, you have been going to the gym and you have been using external resistance, free weights, dumbbells, barbells, machines, cables, kettlebells, you name it. If you're using those and then all of a sudden you're switching to body weight exercises, can you still see results? Yeah, you could still see results. Again, it is better than not training at all, than stopping training, because then at least you'll be able to maintain that muscle mass, or it'll be much easier for you to get back to where you were once you go back to the gym. So even if you are somebody who's been training for a while and now you're outside of the gym, you don't have gym access, or you don't feel safe enough going to the gym, and you're transitioning from going consistently to the gym to only doing body weight exercises, you can and you will absolutely see results by doing body weight exercises. Again, avoiding the improper techniques. Even if you've been doing bench presses, it doesn't mean that your pull up form, your push up form is good. If you've been doing a barbell squat, when you remove the barbell and you just do air squats, remember there's still probably a lot of work that you can do with your squat, and it will help you to even squat heavier or bench heavier when you do go back to doing barbell or dumbbell or machine presses and squats, if you work on those muscle imbalances right now. So take this opportunity with bodyweight training to rebuild or to strengthen that foundation, that base, to then build back up on. Remember that it's easier to put on some muscle mass again if you at least can maintain the tension in your muscle with the body weight exercises. So I would love to hear from you right now. What are your bigger takeaways from this video, and how many of you guys are doing body weight exercises only? Drop the word body weight in the comments so that I know that you're only doing body weight exercises right now, or that you're looking to do body weight exercises right now. And I will officially start our first challenge here in the group next week. And it is all about body weight exercises. No equipment needed. And we're going to go over ways you can build your body using those body weight movements, push-ups, squats, the lunges, sharing a lot of exercises you could do for your back muscles, even without any external resistance, such as weights and barbells and things like that. And your glutes, as I said, focusing on those weaker points. Find out your weaker links before you start to overload and put more weight on it. So maybe this is a good chance for you to take a step back and really analyze your physique again and see what are the parts that need to be worked on. Work on your eating habits. That's number one. Exercise is only going to go so far. So focus on your eating habits. If you need some help, I would love to be able to help you as a coach with one-on-one instruction on exercise, assessment on your movements, also finding out what you're eating and improving your eating habits and that mindset. Remember those limiting beliefs. I don't think I can build muscle at home. I'm going to lose my gains. If I don't have the gym, I can't do it. I miss the gym. I can't do it without it. You've got to work on those too. It all starts right here. If you don't think you can do it, you won't be able to do it. But now just know that there are lots of people that do get the results that you're probably looking for without any gym, without any equipment. It is definitely doable once you dial in your eating habits, once you have a solid program for body weight exercises, once you're doing enough cardiovascular exercises outdoors to help bring more oxygen into your muscles, or to help you burn some more calories, or to improve your conditioning, working on your core, glutes, back. It all can be done at home. So I am very excited to hear from you. If you're up for this challenge, the body weight exercise challenge, starting with the assessments and moving on to proper technique, and then seeing your results when you have all of that in place. So drop the word body weight in the comments if that's something you're into. Drop the word assessment if you want to get an idea on assessments and then work on those muscle imbalances. I hope you have a great week, and I hope that you enjoyed this video. Have a good one. I'll see you again next week, and enjoy the rest of your day. Take care.